Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate, and this is The Mystic in the Woods, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Fool card and some of the layers with it that I have been unpacking. So, a few weeks ago, I pulled the Fool card in response to the question, how can I stay grounded today? And I have a 9-month-old son who's been teething. We hadn't slept. It was 9 o'clock in the morning, and we were already losing our patience for the day. I also had a very big week at work. I had all these other little stressors happening, and I thought, how am I supposed to get through today, right? How can I stay grounded and keep my patience, because this is not my son's fault? And of course, that's when I pulled the Fool. This is from the Modern Hue Tarot. And honestly, I scoffed. I was like, I don't have time for anything new, okay? I don't have the brain power for anything new. I don't have the time for anything new. I'm already working on a bunch of new things. And honestly, I kind of scoffed at it. And I set it down on my altar, and I left it for the day, because that's what I do. I pull a card, and I let it sit for the day. If I have time, I journal and meditate. I don't always have time, guys. I'm a mom. I've got a video on this. So I set it down for the day. And what came through for me throughout the course of the day was that the Fool wasn't necessarily asking me to start something new, although that is the traditional meaning of the card, starting something new, taking a leap of faith, something new is on the horizon, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that meaning, right? That is generally how this card shows up for me and for others when I'm reading for others. However, this card wasn't asking me to start something new. It was asking me to be radically present in each moment that day, as if that moment were new. Because really every moment is, right? Now I want to be really clear as we're stepping into this conversation that I'm not talking about the really challenging things that happen in our lives or the systemic issues that hold people back. I am not talking about these moments. I am talking about our normal day-to-day lives and the issues that pop up with them. And I just want to be really clear as we move into this that I am not bypassing the very challenging things that happen in our lives and saying, be present, be optimistic, and that'll solve it. That is not what's happening here. But I do think that sometimes the Fool is asking us to be present and to be optimistic in a way you only can be when you are present. So this is the traditional imagery, right? I think I said this already. It's from the Modern Hue Tarot. And on the traditional imagery, we have the cliff that the Fool is about to step off of. We have his little dog who it may be egging him on or maybe saying, hey, don't do this. This is naive. You know, you haven't thought this through, which can be the shadow of this card. We have a very tiny little bag that the Fool is taking on the journey. The Fool is looking up at the sun in, again, what could be described as optimistic or possibly naive. So there's other things going on in this card as well. But those are kind of the things that always stand out to me that I want to talk about today. In other depictions, like the Lightseer's Tarot or the Tarot of the Abyss, we see something similar. We've got a person about to step off a cliff, not bringing a lot with them, optimistic. There's the sun. We have this typical feeling here. Now, in this depiction of the Fool, this is from the Ember and Aura Tarot, which was my first deck, a very personal deck. I don't read for others with it very often. I think it's out of print now. We have, again, the sun, and we have this very optimistic figure. So optimistic, all she has with her are these wings, and she's not even wearing them. Instead, she has put all of her trust into the hands of the divine, her guides, Mother Earth, however it is that you see the divine. She has put all of her trust there. That these hands, these are going to catch her. That she doesn't need to bring anything else on this journey because these hands have her back and are going to provide what she needs. We can see a similar idea in the traditional imagery. The Fool isn't bringing much. There isn't room in this pack for all of our worries about yesterday or tomorrow, for all of our little daily stressors. There's not room in this pack to bring all of that with us. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes, I think that the Fool is asking us, this is what I've come to learn over the last month as I've continued to pull this card over and over. Sometimes the Fool is asking us to set down those burdens, those stressors, to place them in the hands of the divine, temporarily, not in a permanent, irresponsible, or bypassy sort of way, but to temporarily set down those worries so that we can be truly and radically present, because we can't do that. We can't be truly present in this moment if we are too worried about what happened yesterday or what's coming up tomorrow. If we're thinking about the last moment or the next one, we can't really be radically present and here. And I think that sometimes that might be what the Fool is asking of us, is to take only what we need into the present moment, only the things that fit into this little sack, only the things that are going to help us in this moment. Because generally, if we boil our lives down to what is happening in this moment, we can handle it. What's happening in this moment. If we don't think about everything else that's happening, but what we're doing right now, very often we can handle it better than we think we can. And again, there are some things this obviously doesn't apply to, and I'm not speaking to those. I have been through some of those situations in my own life where being optimistic and present isn't going to solve it. Although it doesn't hurt either. Now, in my experience, and I can't speak to every challenging experience that you could go through, obviously. So I really do think that sometimes this Fool is asking us to trust the divine, however it is that you as an individual see the divine, and bring only the things that you need into this present moment so that we can be radically in the present moment, in the here and now, in a way we only can be if we're not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow, if we're only thinking about this moment. And I think that sometimes the Fool is asking us to step into this moment, that stepping off that cliff, it's not always a new journey. Sometimes what's on the other side of that cliff is just the present moment. And maybe the Fool is asking us to step into that present moment as if it were new. Because isn't it? I mean, isn't every moment we have a new moment? Isn't it the only real one? The one that's happening right now? And if we close our eyes to the sun, if we have too much in that bag that's holding us down, we're going to miss it. We're going to miss this moment because we are too worried about the one that just happened or the one that's coming up. This doesn't always apply. Sometimes there are things in life that are much harder than that. I get that. This is not for those moments. This is for some moments. This is for daily life. Where sometimes we feel like we're drowning, right? We feel like if we step off that cliff, we're going to go under. And maybe that's not always what is happening. Maybe there are hands there to catch us. If only we can be present in this moment. And this is what I have been really experimenting with and unpacking and meditating and journeying and all the things with this card and this idea as it has continued to pop up for me over and over and over the course of the last month. And I hope that maybe this helps you too if you continue to pull the Fool over and over. Maybe it is the big yes. It is time to take that leap and do the new thing. But maybe it's just, hey, be present, be here, and be now, okay? So maybe this is helpful for you. Maybe it's not. That's fine too. But this is just something I've been really thinking about over the course of the last few weeks as I have continued to pull this card and continue to dive deeper into it. And has actually inspired me, I think, to re-go through the tarot one card at a time, 1 week at a time, and really like dig into the different layers. Which of course is something that I did way back when I started, but it's just kind of inspired me to do that again now, I think. So I may be doing that, and we'll see how it goes, and how much of that you guys want me to share, you can let me know. But these are kind of my thoughts for today, and I hope that there's something here that you can take away and that you find a little bit helpful. Otherwise, I hope you at least found it entertaining for a moment. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you're having a great day.